So now the prep work is done and Zero is securely tied to a mooring. I can start with the real work. The first steps are usually the hardest and take a long time to get started. But once I'm in the workflow, it will be good. To start, I took the air filter off. This little bastard was in my way so often while climbing in the engine room that I couldn't wait to take it off. The next steps were to disconnect the shaft coupling from the transmission. And yeah, the bolts were sitting so tight, we needed to tap it with a hammer before they came loose. I'm glad my brother helps me with the transmission, and together we would be able to get it off, I'm sure. Even when I'm complaining on a high level, because I actually do have lots of room around my engine to even crawl in there, it's a very uncomfortable position and makes working inside the engine room very exhausting. I had to remind me every time I knocked my bones on something that it could be way worse. Like I've seen it on so many other boats that there's barely room to stick a hand in there.
So tell us, is it comfortable?
Awesome. Can't think for a better place at the moment. I don't know whose bastard just invented this system here. It's just, I have around 1 inch room to screw on that bolt. Look at it.
Finally the coupling came off, and I took the mounts off which hold the transmission. I have no idea why the pre-owner installed separate mounts for the transmission. Everybody I talked to was wondering about it, and I decided to go back to the standard principle of 4 engine mounts with the transmission attached to the engine only. Once we had all the mounts, coupling and oil cooler off, we were faced with the problem how to get it off and out of the boat. Here's what we thought it might work. Okay, here's the idea. 2 engineers have an idea. We stabilize the transmission over these beams here as long as we work on the screws. We have 6 screws, so number 1 is here, number 1, 2 is over there, then we have 2 on the center line and these 2 on the bottom, so 6 screws. We have another rope here to hold the other end of the transmission, and once it's loose we just lift it out. 2 strong men should do it, I think, I hope. Whatever. It's pouring rain, so we can't do anything else. Let's do it. So we strapped the transmission to a crossbeam to hold it in place. Attached ropes at both ends to pull it out and starting to loosen the bolts. I had no idea how much the transmission weighs, but after a rough calculation, I hoped I could just pull it up.
Wait, jetzt.
Ast rein!
Von wegen, da läuft Öl raus.
Yeah!
Out!
Easy! Good. Without moving the engine.
With the transmission and the muffler out, I had room to investigate what causes the sagging of the mizzenmast. But first, I need to clean up the mess.
So compared to other boats, this is quite roomy. I mean, the engine is behind me, and I'm just pretty much sitting on the spot where the transmission is supposed to be, or used to be. Here, the engine behind me. I hope you can see that. And I have the muffler part coming over here. I have the prop shaft here. And this is the beam I'm trying to repair. And over here, hold on, where am I? There. This is the holding tank.
I found some delaminated plywood and took it out. But that wasn't the problem.
Good news! All this wood I just took out there is not from the beam. There was a little shot, like the wall to the bathroom, to the head, which I now can look into the bathroom, but it's not the beam. This is the most important thing. So I still have to figure out why the whole compression post is sagging, but definitely it's not the beam, and this is very good, because that would be pain in the ass to lift up the beam. So good news for now. Still don't know why it is sagging, but it's actually the worst scenario is off the table. Yeah, I was so positive for a couple of minutes, actually it's a couple of hours ago already, that it's not the beam, but I investigated a little further and it is the beam. Actually, both beams. They're rotten where they are, where they're supported by the hull, where they lay on the hull. That's where they're rotten, and that's the reason why everything is sagging. And I understand it completely now. I don't know how to fix it at the moment. If I have to take the beams out, I tear ZERO apart completely. I mean, then I have to take this out and probably that wall here, and I don't know, the whole thing here. It's just underneath where I'm staying. This is the compression post here. So everything here, I don't know. It's bad news. It's really bad news. So what I'm doing right now is fire up the generator because it's still wet. I need to dry it. I have my heater in there and hopefully I can dry it. I will take all the rotten wood out. I mean, the mast is off. There shouldn't be too much weight on it. So I have to dig it out, and then I don't know, I have to figure out how far the rod goes, if I can attach another piece of wood to it, or if I have to deal with steel or whatever G10 material. I don't know yet. It is super frustrating. Now Rebecca's gone, I have to do it on my own. I'm climbing in and climbing out here all the time just to, to get a tool I just need. And I have no idea how to pay for all this. I know. I just don't know. This will cost me a couple of $1,000. I'm sorry I can't tell you any better news. I was so excited that I just figured out it's not the beam. But then it's even worse than I expected it before, so yeah, I think I have just to think about it. Over and out. So because of the problems with the beams and all the stuff, I decided to give my transmission away. I wanted to do it on my own, open it and figure my way out how it works, but I have to concentrate on the beams, it's way more important. And I don't want to have zeros for such a long time, unmaneuverable and stuff, so I decided to give it away, gave it to a shop this morning, and now let's check out how it looks. I hope they have it apart already, and yeah, let's check it out, have a look.
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So what's up with my transmission?
Well, it appears that it has saltwater damage from who knows when, years ago. And it has pitted some of the bearings. It has left water marks on thrust bearing surfaces. We have some wear on one of the main shafts right here, which goes into a thrust bearing. What else do we got? The clutches look okay. This is a clutch pack, forward clutch pack here, and it's looking okay. We have a problem with the output flange that goes to the prop shaft, elongated holes here and here. So we're dealing with that. We got both of the planetary gears have a lot of pitting from the salt water. So we're trying to determine what's more economical to try and put this together, knowing we have some marginal parts, or to figure out the gear ratio and go with a new transmission.
Okay. Not good news.
Not good news, no.
Oh man, I can't stand more bad news. It's just queuing up all the time. I don't know, first the beams, now the transmission. So I gotta figure that out. And Vince is checking the numbers on a new transmission and asking somebody to really rebuild it. If the parts are available, I have no idea how that adds up. We will see. For now, I can't do anything more, so I drive back. It sucks. Ahoy! During the next few weeks I'm going to publish quite a few videos about my work here on Zero with all the projects. Many people asked me to do so, and yep, I will do. But there will be other topic as well. I mean, it's not only dirty, greasy hands for the next week, so yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like and a comment if you have any further questions. And yeah, subscribe to my channel, please. That helps me a lot. And of course, any donations are highly appreciated, especially during this time with all the bad news. So yeah, check out my website or patreon.com for further information. You'll find the links in the description below as well. So yeah, that would be awesome. And thanks again for watching, and have a great day. Aloha.